I would like to say that the light isn't the best right now, but there's no light. Oh wait, there's some. I could just walk backwards. Hey, but you could still see just the top of my head, kind of. It's gonna be a dark video, and not dark because because it's gonna be scary or horror in any sense. I'm not gonna jump scare at you at any point. Don't worry about that. Yeah. um, yeah. Just keep with me. Stay with me. I would like to share my own experience of encountering the darkness. And this topic just came to me. This subject, this insight, just because it is dark and I have no fears of the darkness. I wasn't always like that. Even when I was 18, I used to fear the darkness. And why was that? Well, whatever has happened to me in dark times, whatever genetics we carry of the darkness that comes with a fear, if the fear has been imprinted in the DNA of our ancestors, then it's most likely gonna pass to us. Just like I don't know, I may be afraid of spiders, but I've never been attacked by a spider. But I would still be afraid of them. Why? Because our ancestors, who probably lived in, let's say, Amazon jungle, or like any kind of place that will have like poisonous and some spiders that can be really dangerous if you respond to them in a fearful way. Essentially, that's why we fear spiders, snakes, because they can be dangerous, but they won't be dangerous if you don't fear them. That's like, it's being studied that, and you can look it up, you can do your own research, but just hear me. If your body's chemistry is not in a state of fear, because every emotion comes with a certain arrangement of chemistry in your body. If you are in a complete trust, your body's chemistry is gonna be one way. If your body's chemistry is in a love, another kind of chemistry, and so on with all emotions. There's one chemistry alignment for each and every emotion, and the way the receptivity and the instincts of those animals, in a sense, of those creatures like spiders, snakes, and other creatures that hold a lot of let's say, just call like venom, or pretty much like an attack. Some creatures that hold an attack that could pretty much end your life the next instant. It's just the way we respond to it, and it's time for us to make the change, to no longer fear what our ancestors feared before. So where do I want to get to that? I was speaking about darkness. Why do we fear darkness? Well, because darkness is uncertain. You don't know what's around the corner when it's dark. But is that enough reason to fear it? It may be a reason for you to be alert, like very conscious while walking down the street. I'm just filming myself in a sense, but I'm paying attention. I'm being conscious, alert, but not a kind of alertness that will come to with fear, like me thinking, oh, what's gonna be around the corner? Is it gonna be like someone that's gonna smack me in the head or something? Not at all. I'm just walking by the flowers at the moment. I'm on a main street, and I can just look up at the sky and see the stars, which you may not see. But yeah, I can choose. As I was saying, I'm not going like blindly going and saying, hey, 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 what a beautiful life, hey, 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 I don't fear the darkness, hey, hey, hey. I'm just saying, you can be alert, you can be present with everything that's around you at the moment. But there's no reason to fear, because the moment you put yourself in a state of fear, everything around you is attracted by that fear that you generate. That's what I want you to understand. And darkness, why do we fear darkness? As I was saying, is uncertain, and generation by generation, passing generation to the next generation to the next generation, well, people have started generating emotions of fear of the darkness, because if you get lost in your mind, and if you overthink, then fear will be natural, because you're gonna think, oh, what's here, what's there, what's the sound, whatever. Well, nowadays it may be as simple as being locked in your bedroom with the lights off, and you would be in a state of fear. And I have no judgments for that. As I keep saying, I don't judge anyone for anything, because we're all here to learn and to have experiences. And the more we experience, the more we learn to do things, to handle things in the right ways, to better evolve and better spread wisdom and knowledge and growth around us. So, no judgments, guys. It's all love, understanding, growth, and we all have our own pace. Yeah. So, getting back to the darkness. How come I am walking by the darkness and not being fearful? Well, as I was saying, at 18, I used to be afraid of the darkness. And I could call it genetics, I could call it... I remember very clear an image of a nightmare that I had when I was like 3 or 4 years old. It came to me where I would have seen... woken up in the middle of the night after a nightmare, and I would have seen like bugs in the darkness on the window, even though there was no light. But my hallucination from the dream was so powerful that I was seeing things that weren't there, but in my experience they were there. So from ever since, I could call it the starting point of my fear, but as I was saying, it could also be genetics, whatever my ancestors went through with the darkness and how they handled it, and what emotions and states of beings came when they were in the darkness. And I don't mean the metaphorical darkness. I just mean no light. That's about it. Dark, no light. I don't mean anything like negative about it, because there's nothing negative. It's a part of the natural cycles. A day comes with lights and also comes with dark. It's all natural. You don't have to fear it. You don't fear the light. Why would you fear the dark? Right. You don't fear the sun. Why would you fear the rain or the moon, say? Because it's considered to be the opposite. If you don't fear the sun, why would you fear the moon, right? If you don't fear the what's the opposite of rain? Whatever. We're just going around the topic again. It was a nice little drifting away on a different path for a while, but then let's go back and continue our journey. Hey. Yeah. So, coming to the point, that's the moment when I'm gonna explain how I've overcame my fear of darkness. Right. I know it's been a while. It's been 9 minutes of me jabbering around, but I'm sure that everything that I've said is very valuable, because otherwise it wouldn't come out, because I don't do small talk, and this ain't small talk. This is all insights. Hey. Yeah. Anyway, it's for you to decide whatever was what. I've made my mind around what's what. So yeah. Am I not lovely right now? I don't know. I see myself as lovely. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as lovely? You should see yourself as lovely. Yeah. Okay. So the moment you've been waiting for so long for me just jabbering around about all the kind of stuff that goes around the world. Right. How did I overcome my fear of darkness? Let's get serious right now. It sounded like a sheep just burped, not far from here, but anyway, not to distract ourselves any longer. Let's get serious for a moment, right? You with me? Yeah, let's go. So what I did was I tried to get behind the mechanism of the fear. Why was I afraid? Then, okay, there was definitely a sheep burping, but it wasn't me though. I was talking like, yeah. And after getting behind the mechanism of the why was I afraid? Okay, a lot of strange things can happen in the darkness. You never know when around the corner is a sheep burping. Well, I'll just carry on with it. Yeah, I may not be I may not be fearful from these sounds or from these things that happen around me, but you may. So handle your fear for now. Just stay with me because it's gonna end soon. Everything is gonna be peaceful, and you're no longer gonna fear the darkness if you practice what I'm about to share with you. So I said, okay, how do I get out of the fear? Well, it made sense in my mind that if I would have enough experiences of the darkness, me being in the darkness, and being safe and feeling safe, and getting to a point where I would feel safe because I would have had so many experiences of me being safe in the darkness. Well, all I did, I don't know if I should recommend you this, because I don't know really, but this was very, very brave of me to just go out there in the darkness after midnight and just proving myself that there's no danger out there. There's nothing to be afraid of, especially we're not in a jungle, right? We're living in society, most likely in a civilized environment where there's no such creatures like the Loch Ness monster or whatever coming after us. So don't worry about that. Just experience the things that you are afraid of. If you are afraid of spiders, just know that depending on where you live, you may have harmless spiders or harmful spiders, but most likely you're gonna have harmless spiders, I would say. So just go out in a forest, or you may even find a damn spider in your house. You just take the bed out of its place and you may find a spider beneath it. So if you are afraid of spiders, just know that a spider may be living in your house right now, all the time, and don't let that like instill fear into you and just go searching the whole house. Oh, is there a spider? Is there a spider? I'm gonna smack them all and end their life because I'm afraid of them, although they didn't do me anything. Yeah, but well, just try to experience those spiders that are harmless first, and you will see that you can have really interesting and lovely experiences with them. You could to share my experience, I used to be afraid of spiders as well, until I've experienced harmless spiders, and I've gotten to a point where I would just play around with them, in a sense, just look at the wonderful geometry that they know, and construction and architecture of their cobwebs. That's amazing. Like, that's something to be appreciated, not to be afraid of. They hold so much potential and interesting abilities and traits that you have no reason to fear them, really. Like, it's only when you fear them that they're gonna see you as a threat, because you see them as a threat. And the moment they read your biochemistry and they understand that you are afraid of them and you're most likely gonna attack, that's when they're gonna go for it, because everyone's for their own lives, right? Especially in the jungle. So start small. Start with a walk after, I don't know, right before midnight. Say it's still a bit light outside. Or you can also do when there's a full moon. There's a lot more lightness, then you'll be on a no moon day in a sense. So you can try that instead. Go out on a full moon day after the sun is set and after there's enough darkness. Is just go gradually. You can also, I would recommend you to go in a forest if possible. That's where the safest place was for me. You may be more afraid of the I don't know, you have your own fears. I'm not gonna say what your fears are. So what I would say, I mean, just to give you the mechanism, I've already gave it to you in a sense, but just to repeat it so it sinks in with you and you understand what is it that how to overcome any kind of fear that you have. You need to have experiences in that place of darkness, of fear, in that place or with that thing that puts you in a state of fear, and prove yourself that there's nothing to fear about it. And the moment you come content with it, that thing that you were once afraid of is not going to attack you anymore. It sounds simple, I know. It's a process. Stick with it. It took me a while to overcome my fear of darkness. It took me a while to overcome my fear of spiders. And I cannot really point any fear at the moment. I may have. I haven't experienced fear for very long time, I would say. Probably a year, and that's a lot for me if you ask me, because like not being in a state of fear for one whole year, that's the milestone for me, because looking back, I couldn't be without any fear for 2 days probably. Then something would stroke me and so yeah, practice with your fears. Understand that they are throwing your body off balance the moment you even just imagine, or even you may just see a video of something that you are afraid of, and right away just become really anxious and fearful about that, and getting through the emotion again and again. Understand that you have power over the emotion. You don't have to be controlled by the emotion, but you can get to a point where you can control the emotion if you go beyond it. If you go beyond the emotion and you train yourself consciously to change the way you respond to that trigger, change the way you respond to the darkness, change the way you respond to the spiders. Just explore them and don't let yourself be a victim of your ancestors' experiences and the way they've handled these factors, these natural things, because they are natural. Darkness is natural. It's all around us at some point in the day, and we have to live through it. We cannot always rely on artificial sources of light just because we have the convenience to. We need to realize that once upon a time there was no such convenience, and we had to be able to not make something bad out of it, or something that would affect us, putting us in a state of fear. And yeah, that was the flow on this one. I know it was a dark video because, well, there are some lights, because I've reached a more like habitable, habitated area in a sense, yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, there was the flow. Get beyond your emotions. Oh, you can see me now, and I'm looking very as a person, let's just you know, I was gonna say that I'm probably not looking as the most well, it's your way to make anything out of me if you fear me for being like uh lightly lighted by the light. Lightly lighted by the light. I like that one. It's your problem. But I'm the same joyous, lovely, spreadingly love human being. At the moment, I'm a human being. I'm experiencing this human experience. Oh wait, see, I'm peaceful. I can smile, and I'm not scary at all, am I? Just look at my eyes. You can easily tell that I'm a peaceful human being. Yeah. Overcome your fears, guys. I gave you a tool. If you may use it, do so. If you may experiment with it, see how it goes, do so. Life is long enough for us to experiment with things and overcome our own fears and challenges throughout the life. So don't get stuck for too long. Get going. It's all love if you make it.